Oh no, this is Synoptic and I'm doing commentary for Empire Total War 1 vs 1. I'm playing as Poland, Lithuania, and my opponent plays as Prussia. I am using 9 line infantry, 3 long range, 4 light dragoons, and 2 cuirassiers. Now my opponent, Helmuth the Elder, is using 5 line infantry, 2 guards, 5 long range, along with 2 light dragoons, 2 hussars, and a cuirassier. Now a little background check on the players. Helmuth the Elder was a defector from our clan to make his own. He's a 9-star general. We have a similar amount of points in wins. And he was kind of kicked out from the clan because he beat our best players in the clan repeatedly. So they got angry and kicked him out. And that's all it takes. Here comes a charge here from him. He plays very aggressively. I make a number of micro mistakes at the start because I just didn't expect being attacked. Most of the games I play, I'm the attacker, but in this case we're both attacking. So we're going to find a lot of very messy fights like this. That was a hussar charge. I'm thinking the main objective was to destroy my long range, because he has serious long range superiority. He supported that with a cuirassier and a light dragoon. At this point I've already killed off his hussars. Now on my left body he has also conducted a charge with light dragoons on my far left side. 50 casualties. So he's doing multiple attacks at once and going very aggressive, even though I practically ran to him. I set up boxes here to counter his cuirassier. Now he still wants that long range dead, and this focus on killing my long range is going to allow me to conduct multiple counterattacks. He left an unprotected light dragoon here on its own against 2 of my light dragoons. I'm going to do multiple hammer and anvil attacks, along with, I'm pretty sure, a reinforcement of line infantry. Back to the left side, I'm conducting my attack on the wings. I had a heavy superiority in numbers with cavalry on this side. He's already committed his cavalry on the other side. In reaction, he's already started to make boxes. He thinks I'm going to attack them, but I'm going to eliminate this first. He has a unit of hussars and a light dragoon. Now while that's happening, I've committed that line infantry to this fight here on the right side against his single light dragoon. I killed that cuirassier eventually, but he routed all my long range. Now while this is happening, I'm going to use this small hill here to defilade myself from his left body. So you notice how a lot of these men are shooting this hill here. I'm going to use cover to my advantage. Back on the left, amidst all this, I'm continuing my assault on the left side with my cavalry. I'm wreaking absolute havoc with my numbers. I have men running here into his rear, causing him to make boxes, charges, all pretty much in vain. I have a unit already back here, so I'm forcing him to make boxes now. I'm going to take a lot of casualties, but I need him to make those boxes so I have superior firepower, because right now I don't. Now from my opponent's view, it's quite obvious I've neglected this flank. I'm advancing in, I'm collapsing in to continue my assault on the middle with my superior numbers. All I have to protect my lines here is a unit of 53 men, who is then going to be supported by my reserve unit. I only have 1. Okay, back on the left side, considering all the boxes he made, I entered melee here. It's practically even numbers, but I'm going to do hammer and anvil to eliminate this unit as fast as possible. And also notice how all my cavalry is lying in wait, ready to attack. And over here is a grenadier unit. Before he even gets to throw his grenades, I'm going to assault him immediately. And I'm going to follow this up with hammer and anvil again. I've got 2 units of light dragoons ready to be used. I've lost a unit of line infantry from the fight here, so these grenadiers are about to cop it. But also note how they have an extremely high amount of morale. They won't rout from this double charge. Seeming as he also has a overlapping unit here, I'm going to reinforce this area, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this unit That's 66 men. I don't know why they rout exactly. They only copped one volley, but wusses. Back on the middle left side, noticing his long range is virtually unprotected, I'm going to charge it with my winged hussars and a light dragoon. I've also engaged in melee against his long range. Back to that fight over here where I hammer and anviled his right body, which is my left. Okay, now he's lost his general. Quite a good time for it to happen too. Considering I lost that unit I sent in reserve, he's going to now do flanking fire on my main body here. And in retaliation, I'm going to engage in melee. And somewhere on the map is my long range, my cavalry. My 2 units are still here. But he knows his hammer and anvil is going to happen, so he commits these long range. You see my dragoons dropping. I'm still going to charge him. So, failing the cavalry, I'm going to send my other lineman in reserve. That was the one who was attacking the grenadier. I have left this grenadier unit. There are only 20 units left, so I don't deem them worthy as attacking. Now, regardless, he's going to enter melee with those grenadiers. Back to my cavalry charge on his long range. They won't rout until I run away, but this Prussian Jaeger will rout. See him wavering now. Again, from my opponent's perspective, he's broken through the middle here. Prussian units have far superior reloading ability to Poland-Lithuanian linemen. Now, he also had long-range units. He still had 1 left amidst my attack. Now, over here, his entire right side has collapsed at this point. I have sent those remaining units to engage in melee here. Against my most feared unit, the Guard. He has 2 of these units. The other unit is providing covering fire. Now I'm using my light dragoons to pepper him in the back, on the flanks as well. See, with the green lines I'm allocating my men. Here I've hammer and anviled a lone unit of line infantry. And this is going to be one of the weirdest parts of the battle, because I'm going to lose the fight here altogether. You can see all the red, that's me, and him in the dark blue is him. He's still going to beat me. And as you can see, the flags are now going off, and I'll lose all these units. It's quite contagious, this routing thing. Now back in the mid section, the Guard battle is still going on, but now that he routed my main force just south of them, he's going to reinforce with the linemen there. He's going to fire into my back. And at the worst possible moment, I lose my general, so this is going to be quite disastrous, especially against guards. This is virtually a full unit of guards. Not to mention I'm being shot in the back at the same time. And with the knowledge that I cannot beat this guard unit, I'm going to retreat to the woods to regroup. He has now gotten a Prussian Jaeger unit, which was routing. They've come back, but some of my units have come back as well. To the south, I have 2 units of riflemen, about 60 men all up, as well as a line infantry unit, 60 men strong. So I ran my men around until I was able to regroup all of them. So this is my army now. I have 2 riflemen, 4 units of line infantry, and 1 winged hussar. He has 2 units of guards, 1 unit of guards and a line infantry with a Prussian Jaeger. In terms of numbers, however, we're virtually equal. So it's any man's game at this point. Now what happens is he does a flanking charge with his remaining Prussian Jaegers. At the same time he advances his men within shooting range. He shoots into this massive mound here, routs my winged hussars and all my long range, which leaves me with 3 units of line infantry. It doesn't come without a price though. He loses his other lineman and is left with a guard unit, and I have 3 units of linemen. And essentially what I use to defeat this guard unit is an echelon advance mode of fire. So I'll have 1 unit fire, fall back, and I'll have another unit behind. He'll be forced to advance every single time. Okay, so I've dealt my final blow to him and he is now routing. And that's the end of a very long, very stressful, very action-packed game.